Won't you play with me?
Hey, it's me again. I'm going to be playing a demo I found on Kickstarter. It's a project that recently got funded. It's called Cursedsight. It's a visual novel and it looks pretty dang sweet. Now this is just art basis, so the story, it's a little weird, but we'll get into it. So, won't you play with me? Let's start! Okay. Oh, growing up poor, I had always watched with envy whenever kids in my neighborhood rode past on rickshaws. Okay, so they had slaves. Today, I finally got my chance. I just wish the circumstances were a little different. It's funny how many visual novels just start with you staring at a blank sky. Control. Ooh, that's pretty. I feel like I'm watching Avatar. The rickshaw clattered along the gravel path, giving me a headache. Of course, the driver had to make things worse with his off-tune humming. This place might be called Melody Way, but that gave him no right to offend the very essence of music. Okay, this is some gorgeous background art. Holy smokes. We're almost there, the driver said without turning to face me, eyes on the road, as they said. I would admire his professionalism, except he kept lowering the rickshaw for a breather. The drivers in my hometown could beat this guy in a race blindfolded. Blindfolded. Cursed sight. Maybe that's a little tongue-in-cheek. But that was a thing of the past now. East Taria was my new home. Or prison, more like. What an ungrateful guy. Mom and Dad, thank you for selling me to the temple. We love you more than anything in the world. Anything except for coins, it turned out. Oh no, poor Buddy got sold. I doubted I had much of a market value anyway. Oh no, he's self-loathing. With good bargaining skills, maybe a few hundred gold coins, enough to spend on a holiday. I just want to interject with my awesome Arcanine shirt my friend gave me. It's so sweet. It's from T Fury. Just in case you guys were wondering. Thought I'd save you the comments. As the rickshaw drove along, I passed stall keepers without shouting discount offers for their fruits and veggies. When one of the shopkeepers had his eyes turned, a couple of kids stole some apples from his basket. Street rats! One of them ran just in time to escape the stall keeper's grasp. The owner vented his frustration on the slower kid. Oh no, who curled into a ball as he received a good kicking? What? This. Such a thing would never happen back in West Taria. Oh, the east sounds like the slums. Bells hung all around the houses on Melody Way, jingling under the breeze. This must be why people called East Taria the City of Bells. The bells did sound soothing, at least for now. Strange. Give it a week and I would probably want to impale my eardrums with a toothpick. Or chopsticks, because it looks like there's an Asian theme going on. It's really pretty though. Man, I love this city. Most people here might have houses, but some of the paint on their wooden walls have chipped off. In several cases, holes riddled the wooden planks themselves, allowing bypassers to peek inside. Oh my. I kept my eyes away in case there were any toilets on the other end. Such a weird dialogue. Either the villagers were lazy, or they had trouble making enough coins to maintain their homes, or they were exhibitionists. Nudists, with the stench of wet wood plaguing this place. I wondered how those stall keepers managed to sell their food at all. Ugh, doesn't sound so good anymore. Wow, it's so pretty. The rickshaw slowed as we approached a building ahead. Its size dwarfed that of any other structure on Melody Way. This must be the East Tarian Temple. East Taria symbol patterned the window frames, as if to banish my Western origins. Is there some sort of subtle commentary on social, I don't know, something. Just the whole east-west thing. At least the walls of this temple showed no signs of flaking off. In fact, the building smelled like a fresh coat of paint. How nice of the king to hog all the paint rather than sharing them with his people. Aww, well, it does look really nice. The front lawn might be impressive in size, yet compared to the flowers of the west, it lacked color. Trees grew around the garden, but their rotten leaves littered the grass, leaving the branches naked. A single bird sat on a branch that might snap off at any second. This is weird. The build-up is making me a little uneasy. But I don't know what kind of genre it is. It's not horror, though. The driver put down his rickshaw. That will be 7 gold coins! I pulled out the purse Mom had given me for this ride. She left me 5 coins and silver ones, no less. Love you too, Mom. I avoided the driver's gaze as I showed him the purse. Should have known better than to trust Westarians, the driver grumbled. Kid, I'm taking you to the guards? Oh, for being like 2 cents off? This is awful. What kind of city is this? The driver was right about me being a kid, but then he should be an adult and let things pass. Instead, he grabbed my wrist and tried to yank me off the rickshaw. I wriggled my hand, but to him, I probably felt about as strong as a cat on a diet. Oh, speaking of, hello, puss. Sorry, I got a cat rubbing up against my legs. If the guards locked me up, I doubted my parents would bail me out. I heard executions were illegal in East Area. What a wonderful place to live. The thought made my legs go numb. Oh no! Is this game over for me? I just got here. I met the driver's grimace with one of my own. King Lock has business with me. If you want your coins, go talk to him. Smart. The driver let go of me, and now it was his turn to dodge my gaze. If you trouble the king over such a trivial matter, the temple might take his head as compensation. What kind of place is this? It's like serious. The driver snatched away my coins as well as the purse. He pushed me off the rickshaw, mumbled a few curses, and drove away. I brushed dust off my pants in an attempt to look cool, but in truth, sweat had stained my palms despite the cold weather. I turned to face the road I had just passed. Despite all this being my parents' fault, I still yearned to see them running after me, telling me how sorry they felt. They were, of course, nowhere in sight. Oh, there's another sight reference. Oh, nowhere in sight. Curse sight. Oh, it's all coming together. I think there's a theme. I slapped my cheeks to snap out of it. Ignoring my sinking heart, I waded up to the temple doors, almost slipping on a rotten leaf on my way there. This is Quill, by the way. She likes to play games with me. 2 guards stood barring the temple's entrance. Their 6-foot stature allowed them to fit into those heavy armor. The East Area symbol on their shoulder plates reminded me they hailed an unfamiliar culture. Ooh, I can't read kanji. Ooh, it's so unfamiliar. Hey, the temple gates must have stood at least 20 feet tall, blocking the sunlight above. They were left open just wide enough. Okay, for a man to squeeze through, or a woman, Without that crank sitting in the corner, I doubted even the guards could make these steel frames budge. I swore the ground shook as one of the guards took a step toward me. The sphere in his hand made me tremble. Those capes they wore fluttering in the wind. Oh, weird. But they looked more like villains than heroes to me. This is a funny, scary game. What do you think is going to happen? When the door's going to open next, it's going to be really intense. These things go slow, usually. Go beg someplace else, boy. The guard shooed me off like a fly. A chance to explain myself would have been nice. I lifted my chin at the opportunity to show him up. King Lock invited me from West Area to serve in this temple. Oh my god, the cat hair. It's everywhere today. Right, a new slave then. Name. Sure, apology accepted, jerk. Guy. My name is Guy. Generic Guy. Ooh. Okay, bye. The other guard chimed in. Chime? I'm just keeping tally. I think there's all these, like, suggestive words they're putting in on purpose. The other guard chimed in. Ah, yes, the king told us you were arriving. He's assigned you to help with looking after Mion. Sounds like a girl. He exchanged shekels with his colleague. Sucks to be you, kid. In you go. Rude. I waited to see if the guards would escort me. One of them dozed off on his feet. An ability he must have picked up during his years of service. The other guard filed his nails with his spear. Ew, that's so gross. That's as bad as people using keys to clean their ears. Just as the blacksmith had intended, no doubt. Sorry, there's so much cat hair on this keyboard. I stomped past them in an attempt to look tough, but I stepped too hard and rolled my ankle. As I limped past the temple doors, I feared the guards might crank them closed and squash me into a meat pie. Ew. I strode through the garden before doing a full lap around the courtyard. With several dozen doors around, I dared not enter a single one. I ducked under some of the lit windows in case anyone inside mistaken me for a thief. Why so sneaky? The sound of plates shattering echoed from one of the rooms, followed by the chef screaming at his lackeys. Way to make me feel even less comfortable. Okay, so this is a game demo. For the full game, they wanted to, fund on Kickstarter. Oh, am I still just looking around? Oh, I spotted a pair of beetles crawling along the fence. Pot plants sat along the corridors, but they had withered so much that even bugs took no interest in them. But it looks like a polished game to me. Like, it looks pretty solid. I mean, maybe they only animated up to a certain point, but it feels really good for a demo. This is redonk. With my head turning back and forth, I soon bumped into a guard and fell onto my backside. Ugh. The guard, still as a castle wall, aimed his spear at my chin. You picked the wrong place to rob, but I'm feeling generous, so crawl back to your little hole before I change my mind. I no longer had a home, or hole, or whatever insult the scum wanted to hurl my way. Ooh, so much angst. He should just pierce my throat with that spear and be done with it. Guy, new servant. Weird. This kid is so emo. I guess his family sold him off, so it's okay, I guess. That's a good reason. The guard clicked his tongue, but lowered his spear nonetheless. Follow me. Oh, it's so pretty. Okay, I'm really blown away by all this. Like, this art is dang good, even though I haven't really seen any people yet. At least he had the ever so wonderful heart to offer me guidance. I climbed back onto my feet and trailed him along the corridor, keeping a distance in case he decided my attitude warranted a spanking. The guard led me into a dressing room filled with suits and dresses. Those gold coat hangers alone could be worth more than a house. The armor sets hanging along the far wall might be even more expensive. A set of crumpled clothes sat on the carpet, looking completely out of place. Smeared with dirt, they could easily pass as towels used to wipe off dirt off the wooden floors. Sorry. The guard snatched these rags off the carpet and shoved them into my arms. Go get changed and hurry up about it. You're already late. Oh, great. I got the dirty clothes. Thank you. Thank you for that. Soiled goods. Well, I never expected to be handed one of those suits, I guessed. I had that rickshaw driver to thank for my lateness. No point in explaining myself now, though. I shuffled into a change room in the corner and slid the curtain closed. Sky. Okay. A window under the ceiling allowed me to peer outside. Who decided to put a window in the change room anyway? I told you there was nudists here. A bit high to reach, sure, but tell that to any pervert who happened to own a stepladder? You're a little too confident in your body. The sun shone through the white clouds that drifted by. A perfect day for some ball games with the local kids. I never imagined those days would end so abruptly. Single tear. After stripping off my clothes, it gets dark. I checked out these garments the guard had handed me. The standard Eastterian red from top to bottom, with Easteria symbol stitched behind the shirt. Suddenly, the curtain slid open, and I blushed upon seeing the girl standing outside. What? Aside from my mother, not once had anyone from the opposite gender seen me in the nude. Is that why it's all censored? It's all the nude, extreme close-up of white skin. This girl's clothes matched the ones I carried in my arms, so she too must be a servant. Those oversized pants she wore made her look about as feminine as a water barrel. Rude. Her pigtails could have looked cute, but those flies circling over her unwashed hair ruined the look. The girl's gaze lowered towards my pants, or where they would have been if I had a pair on. She let out a sigh and walked out as if I had disappointed her somehow. Oh, excuse me. I mean, it's cold in here. I was looking out the window. Alright. Was I not the victim here? Just like, grab her. Hey, stop. I'm a victim. I yanked the curtain back closed. Eee! The force ripped the curtain off one of its hinges. I poked my head out to see if the guard had noticed. Oh no. Good thing he had his head turned, sniffing at a skirt on one of the coat hangers. Ew. This place is so weird. I quickly slipped on my shirt and pants to avoid another intimate encounter. Random encounters. The shirt's sleeves almost reached my fingertips, so I rolled them up and made my wrists look like spring rolls. Okay. I made fun of that girl's oversized pants earlier. Well, karma must be real, because they looked even bigger on me. I looked as if I had balloons crammed inside my pants. I'm not gonna make a comment. A pair of shoes dropped in front of me from the curtains. I guess the guard had forgotten about them earlier. These shoes had bells tied on the front to couple each of my steps with a jingle? Are you like the court jester? Oh no, you might be. Ooh. I put on the shoes, and with the single step I took to exit the dressing room, the left one came off. Cursing under my breath, I thrust my foot back in before trying to walk again. I really love the art. You know, it's so detailed. So many pixels, it's just black. This time, I dragged my shoes along the carpet to stop them from sliding off. The heels still kept popping out, but it would have to do. Why is this story going so lame all of a sudden? I returned to the guard, who rolled away the skirt he had been sniffing. Ew, this is gross. He glared at me as if it was my fault he kept to keep his fetishes behind closed doors. TMI, buddy. The guard swirled around and stomped out of the dressing room. I assumed I was meant to follow him, so I did just that. The guard muttered complaints all the way to the end of the corridor. Sky again. Oh, I see. So they only made like 5 backgrounds. Now they're recycling. I stood before a set of doors embroidered in gold. The East Tarria symbol sat in the middle, glittering under the sunlight. Whoever resided behind these doors must be mighty important. So that ruled out any chance of this being my bedroom. He's so self-loathing. The guard pointed at the doors. This is Mion's room. Get in there and introduce yourself. Okay. Before I could ask any questions, the guard trotted off with a shudder. This Mion character scared even a grown man. And now I must step in alone. Remind me to never send Mom or Dad any postcards. I looked down at my East Tarrian garbs. If I snuck out of the temple now, I would fit into the crowd, but with no way to earn a coin. I'd be forced to steal food like those children I saw earlier. With a sigh, I reached for the doors. Just as I was about to knock, I heard muffled yells coming from the other side. Something or someone banged against the doors from inside, making me dart back. Whoa, was Mignon inside the room right now? I imagine an 8-foot mammoth that dined on servants' limbs as a pastime. After muttering farewell to my arms and legs, I slid the doors open. My God, 3 bodies rolled out and crashed into my shins, making me stumble. The bodies entangled just enough for me to see a middle-aged woman with 2 guards wrestling to keep her under control. Upon spotting a knife in the woman's hand, okay, visuals would be nice, I crawled away until my back hit the wall. The woman struggled to break free from the guard's grip. Keep my boy, you monster! Sorry. I followed the woman's eyes to see who she was addressing. Oh. That's Mion. Oh my God. A girl sat on her knees in the middle of the room. She had both hands resting on her lap, as if unaware of the chaos unfolding before her. The hat she wore came attached with a veil, but she should still be able to see what was going on. She might be blind. Ooh, it's got bells. This is a cool design. This girl sat on the carpet with an East Tarria symbol that almost covered the entire room. Ooh, it's like a magic circle. Considering the doors outside looked so fancy, this room was much smaller than I had anticipated. On the far side was a veranda with railings that reminded me of prison bars. Cabinets filled the walls on either side. Their circular handles resembled eyes spying on the room from another dimension. Ooh, it is kind of weird. They got little froggy faces. Ooh, so cute. The guards lifted the knife-wielding woman onto her feet. Mion is East Tarria's treasure. By the king's orders, you're under arrest. The woman thrashed and screamed as the guards hauled her away. Holy whoa, hello. I think she's cute. I can't tell. So this girl must be Mion. Judging from her height, she must be no older than 10. Around my age, in other words. Why should I be scared of some kid? Judging by her height, well, she's also kneeling down. She could stand up and be a giraffe. I had no idea if Mion was looking at me, thanks to that veil covering her face. As I edged toward her room, smoke stung my eyes and nostrils. Incense. I spotted incense burning in front of Mion's knees. Wow. Waving the smoke off my face, I stepped through the doors. The bells on Mion's hat clanged as she looked up. She also had a large bell tied around her neck like a collar on a pet. Ooh, that's weird. Mion tilted her head, perhaps startled by my unfamiliar face. That guard did order me to introduce myself, so I might as well. The name's Guy. Mion slumped onto the floor. Did she finally fall unconscious from the shock earlier? Talk about a delayed reaction. Aw, it's a pretty view. I worried for Mio's well-being, but more important, I feared for mine. If the guards thought I had harmed her in any way, well, I had a good run. Mian opened up her mouth and spoke to me for the first time.
Blankets. Third cabinet to the left.
Oh. Fine, started ordering me around. What? Did my introduction suck so much that you would rather go to sleep? Shaking my head, I walked up to the third cabinet on the left wall. I pulled it open and indeed found a blanket tucked inside. Even the blanket had gold patterns running along its edges. What a spoiled brat. After flicking off a worm crawling on top, I pulled out the blanket and threw it over Mian, covering her from head to toe.
Cannot breathe,
came her muffled voice. Yeah, I lowered the blanket down to her neck. Her breathing seemed steady, but with that veil on, I had no way of knowing if she had fallen asleep. Hey, Mian? I whispered as a test, but received no response. Stupid, fat, ugly Mian. Still nothing. Awful. Sure, she sure fell asleep fast, considering someone tried to stab her only moments ago. As I exited the room, Mian's voice came trailing after me.
Never speak to me that way again.
Whoa! Oh crap! So she did hear. Ah! Well, with a sigh, I shut the doors behind me. That knife-wielding lady from earlier had disappeared from view, replaced by a trio of servants sweeping the corridor. Well, sweeping up the blood as the past lady is gone. All three of them swung their brooms in sync as if they had no consciousness of their own. Strange place. After I introduced myself to the servants, they shared with me the daily joys of being a slave. Testing food for poisoning, battling venomous spiders, you name it. Hey, you get to test food, that's awesome. Watch out, world, for my future shone as brightly as the sun on a stormy night. Aww. Hey, cool. Intermission, I guess. Well, that's a curious beginning, but, I mean, I'm liking it. Alright, so I'll let you guys know later if I do another one. But so far, so good. It looks really cool. Thanks for playing with me. I'll see you later.